Hello everybody, today for you I have a Dark Simorgh Monster Mash deck list for the Edison format 2010. To start her off, we have 3 Witch of the Black Rose. When this card's normal summon, you can draw a card, show it to your opponent. If it's a monster, it goes to your hand. If it's a spell or trap, it goes to the grave. So in this case, it will always be a free draw, considering the fact we don't play spells or traps. 3 Gallus the Star Beasts. Gallus Star Beast's effect is you can reveal them from your hand, send top card of your deck to the graveyard. If it's a monster, inflict damage equal to its level times 200, and special summon Gallus. As you can see, no spells or traps, so this will also always trigger. Now, in combination, these 2 cards can be used to make Black Rose at a cost of only 1 card, which is a nice little extra thing. The milling off Gallus can be very useful when you have cards like Level Eater, Dandelion, and Treeborn Frog in your deck. So you get a lot of extra value from these cards. 3 Substitute. Now Substitute is particularly good in this deck because you do have ways to special summon extra monsters to the field to be tributed with Substitute. Things like Gallus and Tricky and the Dandelion tokens. 1 Treeborn Frog. We do play monarchs and we do have ways to take advantage of the Treeborn Frog. We only main one, we side the other. This pretty much always goes in after game 1 because people put in their DD crows. 1 Swat Frog, only 1. We don't really need more than that. You aren't really looking to always take advantage of Treeborn Frog. You do have other ways to gain tribute fodder like Level Eater. 2 Dupe Frog to special summon off of your Substitutes to do your dupe block. 1 Unifrog to gain extra value off of your Substitutes and give you a little bit of back row removal in the deck that lacks it. 3 Caius. And 3 Ryza, the most powerful monarchs. We play a quick draw engine in this deck with the Dandelions and the quick draws. Drill Warrior is particularly good in this deck because it gives you access to a toolbox from your graveyard, allowing you to get back Caiuses and Ryzas and Substitutes and other powerful cards like Dark Arm Dragon. Level Eater is particularly good in this deck because you have lots of high level monsters to decrease the level of in order to summon it. It becomes tribute fodder for your monarchs, and it also becomes synchro fodder. It also gets you bodies on board in general, which are good for blocking things, unless you're playing against Blackwings. 2 Tricky. I felt the need to boost the win count in this deck a little bit to 9 in order to balance things out. The Tricky is not necessarily the best card, but it is a discard outlet for things like Level Eater. You can discard your Level Eater and then decrease the Tricky. Allows you to trigger your Dandelions, helping you get monster on board for Substitute. And it allows you to make more aggressive pushes, which is always nice. And you also need it to set up for Dark Simorgh. If you want to get your first turn Dark Simorgh, you're probably going to need a Tricky or a quick draw in there. 1 Debris Dragon to take advantage of your Dandelions to go into Black Rose. You can also use it with things like Dupe Frog or Unifrog in order to go into Iron Chain Dragon. 3 Dark Simorghs. This is the boss monster of your deck. You can banish a Wind and a Dark from your graveyard to special summon him. You can also special summon him by the graveyard by discarding or by banishing a Dark and Wind from your hand. While he is on the field, your opponent cannot set monsters. So if you're able to get this off first turn against one of these very common Ryko hamster decks that often just go set hamster, set 1 back row pass, well, if you do this first turn, they won't be able to set up ever, giving you a big advantage. We also play a lot of battle hand trap monsters, 3 Battle Fader for extra tribute fodder and targets for Substitute. Gores and Tragodia, of course. And to ender, Dark Arm Dragon. Of course, a very powerful addition to this deck. Things to note, In our side deck, we side deck a lot of spell or trap removal. There are cases where it may be beneficial to put in all this over things like Witch of the Black Rose and Gallus. We also play some other hand trap monsters, Puppet Plant and Electric Fires, to go into the deck, acting as brain controls while still being monsters. In the extra deck, we have our Synchron Synchros. We play a Drunk Warrior because of Level Eater. And we play a Road Warrior because we do have the option to make level 8 synchros with your quick draw, though we don't have any good targets. Lastly, Drill Warrior is a very important part of this deck, so we do play multiples. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the deck list. I hope you give her a go. I'm a big fan of Monster Mash strategies. I do realize that they have problems with things like Royal Oppression. If they're able to get a Royal Oppression out before you get Treeborn in play, well, that would probably be game over. It also has issues with piercing damage. Things like Black Wings would cause it a lot of problems. Despite all that, I think it's worth the shot. There's a lot of unique interactions in this deck that are very fun to explore. Well, have a good day.